Bank of America has $200 billion in equity, which sounds like a lot, but really isn't when you look at the size of their total balance sheet. They also have roughly, and I'm making this up because I don't have an exact number because I don't publish it, they have roughly $100 billion currently in losses on their bond portfolio. So they've lost roughly half of their equity in the last 2.5 years to their decision to put $500 billion into bonds at the absolute market peak in the summer of 2020. Meanwhile, they haven't taken a single charge against earnings from any of those losses, and they have, in sum, paid their CEO $125 million in compensation since that investment. That investment, Peter, will go down as the single worst capital markets investment in the history of the capital markets. Bank of America is going to lose something on the order of $100 to $200 billion from one trade. And they gave the guy who put the trade on $125 million in compensation for doing so. Trust me, that will eventually come out in the wash. That you can't just cover up $100 billion, half your equity in losses. And until they bite that bullet, Bank of America is uninvestable. You cannot own that stock at all. And if I were you, I wouldn't have a single account there, because Bank of America right now can only afford to pay 0.01% interest on its savings and checking accounts.
I think, what you're describing for Bank of America, I think that all the large banks in America, they may not be as bad as Bank of America, but they're all up there. They've all been playing the exact same game.
Yep.
They were lemmings into bonds, commercial real estate.
Yeah.
They play games.
We haven't even talked about that. We haven't talked about 90% default rate on every single office commercial real estate loan out there. That we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the mistakes they made 5 years ago, not the mistakes that they haven't even begun to recognize. And all that commercial real estate, by the way, gets reset this year. There's an enormous amount of office RE that's going to fail this year. But that's not really the problem. The problem is really rising inflation, the inability of the government to stop spending, and the resulting losses in the bond market, which will be catastrophic for the banking system.
There's a reason why the world's best informed investors read my daily journal. Subscribe for free at portersjournal.com.